Hello, classmates. Exeter, 1976. Tad Kelly here. I want to talk to you about the upcoming reunion. So, Chris Reish and I are your attendance co-chairs. That means we are going to convince you to come back. And there are three great reasons to come back, and I'll get to those later. But first, just for grins, I went back and checked out my yearbook picture. And yeah, I took a picture of it. You'll forgive me, but here it is. Okay, so if you can tear your eyes away from this rockin' paisley tie that I'm wearing, you'll notice that basically like you, I haven't changed at all. Although, for the particularly perspicacious among you, you may notice, and this is probably for the follically privileged among you, that I'm wearing a different hairstyle these days. But I don't want to dwell on fashion trends. That's not appropriate. Let's talk about why you should attend the reunion. Let me put this down for everyone's sake. All right, so the first reason, and I was talking recently with Lee Bonney and Nor Vonnegut on separate phone calls about this issue, is that we're all in our mid to late 50s. And what that means is, finally, we're over ourselves. We've taken it down a notch or two, and frankly, at this point in our lives, we're more interested in who you are than what you do. That's progress, right? So what that means is, we want to know about your family, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your kids, your spouse, and for some of you, grandkids. Yeah, I think that's them. Like, maybe more than a few of you. Anyway, not to dwell on that either. But the point here is that we're interested in what you do outside of work, what your hobbies are, if you have passions that don't necessarily align completely with what you do for a living. So, let me just talk about myself. So, I've got a wonderful wife, Wendy. I have 3 daughters. Yep, 3 daughters. And in terms of outside of work, what do? Well, like everybody else, I do a little bit of volunteering. One of the things that I'm really into these days is alternative dispute resolution. So I do mediation in the community and in the court system in Denver. In terms of hobbies, so I play tournament bridge and I collect antique maps. Yeah, I know. But anyway, at some point the inner geek had to come out, right? The point here is we want to hear about you. And the only way we can hear about you and your stories and about your life is if you come back to the reunion. So come back to the reunion. Okay, reason number 2. Reason number 2 is to laugh, right? I mean, now that we can laugh at ourselves, we can tell stories, relive things that happened at Exeter, and really get some enjoyment out of it. And so I thought I'd share with you 3 vignettes of my time at Exeter that kind of are still fresh in my mind. The first one is, I was cast in a play called The Visit. I don't remember who wrote it, but somebody famous wrote it. And I was cast as the gymnast. And in this role, I was supposed to do backflips across the stage to demonstrate my gymnasticism. I didn't know how to do backflips. So I sought out Paula Gifford, who, of course, was on the gymnastics team, fabulous gymnast, and asked her if she might be willing to spend some time teaching me how to do backflips. To make a long story short, as generous as Paula was with her time, this was a total failure, and I did not end up doing backflips on stage for any of you that might remember The Visit. And that's probably where my thespian career ended. The second story involves chemistry class. I think it was maybe upper year. I don't really remember. And my lab partner was Jean Collette. And we were doing something, mixing various things. And we had, I think, produced our own sulfuric acid. And unfortunately, I ended up spilling this sulfuric acid on Jean's leg. And I remember the look of horror on her face. She happened to be wearing stockings that day. And when the sulfuric acid landed on her leg, it basically consumed the nylon and it just receded across her leg as the area of contact turned red. She screamed, and, well, that and a number of other reasons are why I never took another chemistry class. And we'll leave it at that. The third one has to do with the time that I helped Charlie Hunter. His dorm room had caught on fire, and I stored for him some of his smoky but unburnt clothes until he could find a new dorm. And I realized that I never really knew what Charlie had done to set off that alarm. And it suddenly occurred to me, well, let's just say I'm from Colorado where certain things are now legal, and let's just sort of leave it at that. The point here is I want to hear about your stories. I want to know all about your Exeter exploits. I really do. But the only way I can do that is if you come back to the reunion. So please, come back to the reunion. Okay, the third reason to come is that it's going to be fun. Really, it's going to be fun. I mean, we've got Janet Kennedy, Jenny Holiday-Eigelhart, who are cruise directors, our party planners. Scott Slater's involved, John Kermass involved, a whole bunch of other people. Like I said, it starts on Friday night. I don't have all the details, but apparently Brad Lown is going to host once again the fabulous party that he had at the 35th reunion at his house about 10 miles from Exeter. It's going to be fabulous. Saturday night, and then Sunday, everyone's free to go. Also, if for any reason it's a hardship, financial hardship to come back, the school has a fund to help offset some of those fees. Just called Benita O'Connell, and her information will be included in the email that includes this video. Also, by the way, lots of ways of getting involved. Call any of the people that I mentioned. All of their email addresses will be included as well in the email. And, of course, we have I didn't know this, apparently it's been up for a while, but we have an Exeter Class of 76 Facebook page for those of you that are willing to admit that you're on Facebook. Lastly, and most importantly, is the fact that included in the email that has this video in it is the link to the registration page. And you go on there, you get all the details, the fact that we're trying to congregate at the Fairfield Inn in Exeter, Portsmouth, Exeter, who's already signed up, how easy it is to sign up, how much fun we're going to have, some details, I think, of the schedule that we're going on. And we really, really want to see you. So please consider it very, very seriously. And just to show you how serious I am about this, I'm going to give you my cell phone number. It's area code 303-668-2628. Call me, ask me questions, make fun of me, text me, whatever makes the most sense. But come to the reunion. It's going to be a lot of fun. Look forward to seeing you in May. Take care. Bye-bye.